ukishajikubali like the inner you ukishajikubali and you say like in the morning you wake up and declare like me I look fucking good man, I'm fucking handsome bro. Like you just wake up, you declare that to yourself like you're internally, then like what you believe internally it a display outside.
Well, we're all championing the equality stuff because it has done changes, it has done wonders. Because nowadays, you see, kuna graduates, both genders, and it's a good thing to the economy. It's a good thing to our political space because we all need people who are learned. We need people who are like are empowered.
Okay.
So it's a good thing to give them whatever the support they need. But ikifika pia ni kutake responsibilities na matters taking accountability pia iko ni equal.
Yeah, let's do it equally. They're claiming gender equality. What's equal gender equality? Another guy was planted inside by the peers. No, every maandamano, this guy is the one starting. You see?
Yeah.
And this guy got a good pay.
Yeah,
you know, he has built a house.
Run MCA somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Za majiwa na banja vitu za kishua. Kama na passion idea nitakupea success ni ndula tunaforce kutoshare. Fans na ngam vitu guest tuna share earpods ama speaker TikTok on air.
Nilikuwa na interview nani Mr. ule mse wa English Mob Ndeda.
Lennox.
Yeah, Lennox.
Okay.
Nilifanya interview moja na and the guy told me like there's nothing bad with sponsoring young student leaders to get
and that's commendable, of course.
And it's okay. But according to me, whatever we've seen is like siki to fiti. Because what about the student leaders when the students want, but they don't have the funding?
Yeah, now you see, like this thing is two-sided, it's two-way. Because one, they are capable students who can be good student leaders, but they don't have enough funding, you see?
And the networks.
Yeah.
To get the funds.
Now you see, okay, let's first talk at first, like who doesn't have the funding, but is a capable student leader. He can be a very good student leader. But then he doesn't have the funds. If you have the networks, that's a very good idea. Like you can get the network and then advertise of funds. You see, now that's one side of it. The second side of it is okay. Huyu wa kwanza like akweni genuine. It's genuine. You want to help the comrades or something. You see, no, there is this other one mwenye anafandiwa so that it can become a sport. Yeah, government inside the school, you see. Now that's the evil side of it because unapata like incompetent because they're just choosing.
Yeah.
They're just tunasema wewe tunataka to plant someone is took. Unaweza like anamuuliza tu.
They don't look at the interest,
the capability, the interest, you see. They just want the availability. It's always the availability, the credibility, the coefficient of their credibility is next to -0.
And I'm here to know there are some people in the council who are elected, and according to me, sitaki kusema kugo deeper, but according to me, sijaona job wamefanya.
Exactly.
To be honest, and we are going to raise that issue coming in the near future in the electioneering period. Kwa sababu, you see, it's such a disgrace to the comrades fraternity. Ati msee alielectiwa na hajafanya job yake. Nilikuwa group wase wanasema ati vice chair amezima kama wifi ya Tuk kwa sababu Tuk manze wifi inakuanga dakika moja dakika nyingine hakuna wifi. Like msee tangu ukipigiwa kura yani unaanza kupotea kama data, yani unaisha mdogo mdogo vile data
unapotea kama free wifi
pole pole. So unaona na reason inaweza kuwa nini wase msee kivotiwa anapotea tu.
So one, it's exactly kenye tumeshaongelelea because one okay, I don't want to talk about them that much, but it's driving me too.
Sema tu usijali.
You know, like they have this the Kapati. Okay, it's an alliance, but it's like a Kapati somehow. So these people wanapewa hiyo kazi. Like you just look for anyone. That's availability one. You know, like if you have availability, then the next thing is unataka. You know, but there unapata kitu mzuri. So unapata like the president of that alliance was given some good amount of cash. Akaambiwa just look for someone or else hata kama ni wewe Okay, but okay, hawakuambiwa just look for someone because they are first told to come with someone ndio tuone like if he is capable to do it then
competent enough
because honestly
to hold things.
honestly like kama ungeangalia picha ya huyo the current president before he was the president ungemwangalia tu hivi you could have seen like okay, I'm not trying to be rude but ungeona the poorest comrade you've ever seen. And then within a span of some few months hivi unashangaa the guy, hey, it's almost driving a Lexus 570 bwana. Ukamwona akipita hapa and then he's also calling like you're busy. Sasa hiyo hata time ya comrades like no zero because one and hiyo nimekwambia it's one is availability because hata vile aliwin he was not the one who was celebrated. Do you think so?
No,
He's the president of the alliance that was celebrated because that was his work. By the way, he's a president who is acting, but he's not the president in office.
That's the thing.
Okay, like for example, if Rigiji, if someone from Rigiji ampe candidate president, na wachukue.
So there's a kingmaker behind the guy.
Exactly, and wanajitanga wise men. You know, and then these wise men are the poorest people you'll ever see. Like they just want to be the opposition every time. They just want to be seen as kings, and even wonder. And like if you listen to their mental capacity, the intellect, they're just imbeciles, if I may say.
Yani normal.
You know, like, there is just like the president is not the president, he's just the president in office. You see, he's just listening from the orders from above. And then like hapa katikati hivi, now you see the president becomes anajifanya kichwa ngumu. Now he doesn't want to listen to these others because now amejisikia ni rais. And then after some days hivi, okay, I don't know if people know it, but then like hapo ndani unapata cracks everywhere. You see?
Hakuna kazi.
Yeah, for now that alliance it's
hakuna kitu.
Yeah, it's cracked everywhere. They are not the same.
Reason being.
No, not the same because huyu mwenye tulikuwa tunakuchagua ndio tulikuwa tukikwambia kitu tunataka ufanye. But now you want to do what you want. You see?
Yeah.
And now they say sisi wacha turudi na hapa hivi wewe tutakuonesha. And you have seen the results. They were sending some of them to the auditing. I don't know.
But they wakifanya audit wanaweza shika wase mob.
Yeah, no, they were scaring them. This other portion of the alliance. They were scaring the other one, the leading one. Okay, no, how can okay, the admin side of the alliance. They are scaring now the president and his people. They are scaring them with that the auditing shit.
But they should do that. They should do that because as far as me I'm concerned, accountability should be a tool for everyone. Everyone should be exposed to accountability. Hakuna mse wa kusema mse now accountability does not apply to this guy. It only applies to this one. Sindio? Wacha apply to everyone. Because in every stage of leadership, audit ni lazima ifanye. Even in the national government, tunananga the general audit yenye lazima ifanyike every year, every financial year.
And by the way, we should call for publicizing of this all like everything like yenye inafanyika. We just be tupate tu kwa portal pahali. We just be seeing how the progress is going. Tukiambiwa tufanye hivi because hadi hiyo paper before like they do the auditing. That paper like yenye ilikuwa inafanya hizo like totals and sums ilipatwa tu kisirisiri hivi. So that it was available for the public.
So because me I was shocked because I was involved, and when you're involved in an behind the scenes election, you know the leader that many people prefer because mostly uko kwa ground, you know what people want, you interact with the people, and then when you come on the other side, you see now for yourself how the leader is interacting with the people. So I know the leaders individually, even the current chair nilikuwa namjua, but now siku ya ku the results it was a Monday and vitu hazikuwa, things were not as good kwa sababu kulikuwa na hiccups, mara delegates, mara kura zijatosha, delegates warudi wapige kura, kulikuwa na issues mob. But in the coming election kile tunaweza taka ni transparency. So From where you sit, do you think like young people wako na like they can effect change in the politics? Tukianzia tu hapa in the grassroots.
One, the youths are capable, but then they don't want to use their capability. We are doing it, for example, right now, let's say like tumekuwa too disorganized everywhere because, for example, we have been ranting online. We want accountability, we want, but then the actual accountability, you're not seeing it. Why? Because we're just ranting, we're not taking actions. You know, tunapiga tu kelele at take actions. You see, for example, hiyo siku ya kufanywa auditing, tulisema tu auditing, hata tunasema like tomorrow we are collecting signatures, and then the said leader huyu mwenye he was leading, and then they were calling themselves the Concerned Comrades Association, of which I never knew it existed. I knew that day.
You see,
Maybe they
everything
created
exists
it that day.
when need be. Tukihitaji kitu nao wase watatu wana decide, sisi we are the men.
Yeah, hadi unapata kuna president, kuna secretary, and you wonder walitoka wapi? So you see, hiyo siku tumeplaniwa vizuri, tomorrow come to the admin, we collect signatures and things and stuff. So sisi tunakuja tunapata like, there is no one, because for me like I just saw the events, and then the students awako, comrades awayuko, they were home.
Wase wako shule.
Walikuwa nyumbani.
Watu walikuwa shule very minimal.
And then the funny thing so that you see like this accountability haikuwa like ile genuine, is that the complainants were not even in the event. The other one we were talking to was CG where. No, you wonder like, is it genuine? But then like, after
you know, at the end of the day, politics is politics.
Yeah.
Nothing will change about
at the end of it only, we learned that it was personal interest. And I had told them, like, let it not be the personal interest I'm thinking about. Like, be genuine, fight for the comrades, because you'll need them as far as politics have not ended. So, the problem is that is the personal interest. Secondly, is the like, yani just be hakuna kitu like we are not doing actions.
Like you see, people are doing like ni kama scattered attention. You want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do that. At the end of the day, unapata you've done nothing. Kwa sababu ile ijaisha, the other one ijaisha, the other one ijaisha. Moving away from that, I believe young people wako na chance ya bring change, and we will talk about that. Uganda wamekuwa na election yao. Sioni kama kulikuwa na reason ya Uganda kupiga kura jameni. Kuna waste resources. You just mungekubali tu president wenu muendelee. But whatever happened in Uganda, do you feel like inaweza happen in Kenya? Kwa sababu first tuliona iki happen TZ. And kwanza hiyo ilikuwa very ridiculous. The 98% win. And then now say, how comes you are elected by 80% people? And you see, squeeze internet imefanya the world iko ya global village, sindio? So now we are here, we are always seeing ukiingia IG utaona what's happening in Uganda, the elections, the campaigns, based on what's happening. One is sema nini tukipoliticize hiyo issue now bring back home.
For us, I'm happy for us, like, because we are quite different. We are the youth of Kenya, we are quite different. Hata kama like what tuna run to online, when it comes to some serious cases, we do actions. For example, the finance bill, tuli rant, and then we come to ground, and we did actions, and of course ilikuwa cut short because the finance bill wasn't passed. But then from what I'm seeing, it was, but then in stages, and then in secret, you see.
And some people, if at all Gen Zs never went to the streets, some people like akina Joho, akina Mbadi, akina Sindio Parana, those people would not have been in office. Like, to be honest, because they were brought in as experts.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
After the protest.
Yeah, just to cool down.
Yeah, to cool down stuff. Okay, ningetaka kuongea sana, but I will not talk about that. So tukiongelea about Uganda.
In Uganda, I guess the people are the problem themselves. Because one, we have this General Ali, the MP for Jumini.
Yeah, the guy mwenye aliwin election
Yeah,
akiwa behind bars.
86.
Oh, that guy.
He's 86 years. Like people wanasema like he has some exactly, like he has some medical problems.
So why is he holding office?
You know, no, I've told you, like the people themselves don't have the problem because they think, because what I heard them claiming on Twitter is that the older they are, the capable they are.
How?
No, that they are saying, and I'm wondering like how is that? Because you know there is this thing called the liquid intelligence. Now, see, we have the liquid intelligence, the crystal intelligence. Now, the liquid intelligence is one that you have for the general knowledge. Okay, not really the general knowledge, because the general knowledge, of course, we learn.
The one that you're not taught in school.
Yeah. This liquid intelligence, like the normal you, like the normal stuff, you see. Now, because you know this liquid intelligence grows from early 20s, then to late 20s. You know, it doesn't go beyond 20s, you see. But then if it goes beyond 20s, it's the youthful age, because liquid with youth, like it's one. But then we have the crystal intelligence that you just learned it from school, you see. It's the normal stuff we come to the varsity to do. Now you see, the liquid intelligence is the one that I think it works so much, because if you look even the politics of Kenya, we have the likes of Oscar Sudi. They are academic dwarfs, but then if you see like their actions, they have a lot of count in the politics.
Someone was saying, it doesn't matter what you learn or what you went to school to do. Everything can be taught from scratch.
Exactly.
Sana sana if it's industrial. If today tukuchukua hapa tukupeleke in the president's office, you tell you to do this job. In 6 months, today you might know zero, but in 6 months you might be the pro in that thing.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we have, you know, tulipewa hii the kajunioricity gang, like you just know things. You just know things. Like it's not a must to learn them. So like for the Uganda was saying, these people, like they think the crystal intelligence is so much way better than the liquid intelligence. But then they should give the youthful age this capacity, like let them just lead. Because for example,
they should let go.
Museveni was the president when he was 1986. In 1986, Bobby Wine was 5 years. You see? And now Bobby Wine is 43 years.
The guy is doing
45.
And
Bobby Wine is 45.
The 7th term.
Yeah, and you have led for 39 years. And then, like these people, I've never seen anyone better.
No. I feel like they conditioned themselves to the surroundings. You see, like unlike Kenya, where you see, first of all, Kenya ni nchi ya hardworking people. Hata ukienda tao, it's on a Sunday, but you'll find people working hard. And whatever you learn from working hard and looking for your own stuff is that you learn resilience, like being there for yourself. Exactly. And Kenyans have also learned to apply that democratically in where their rights are being deprived. If the leaders are falling short of the expectations, Kenyans call them out, but we will never hear of that in Uganda. You hautoisikia at place fulani Uganda wameenda maandamano because barabara ikujengwa. Nimekuwa nikiinteract na some footages from Uganda, and like their cities, they're not that good. Like we cannot compare the cities in Uganda and the cities we have in Kenya. You see, kuna some dictatorship yenye tunaweza ona, like you see Singapore. Singapore is under a dictator, but it's positive dictatorship. If you have to dictate over a nation, make it be positive. But now Uganda is not. Alikuwa anataka kuchukua Indian Ocean. The other time.
And you know, like atapewa. Do you know who is William Ruto? Like, he's just do it.
But the aspect yenye ilikuwa inafanya nataka tuongelee hiyo story is, do you feel like whatever happened there can be duplicated to our politics in 2027?
I think it can never. And if it happens, it's the will of the youth. You see, because I guess the people themselves are the one who says what will happen. You see, are the one who dictates what will happen. If you go there, I've gone there severally in Uganda, and if you look even the surrounds, you just know like it's not even like you see. For example, we are in 2026. Ethiopia are in 2020.
2018. Ethiopia wako 2018.
They're in
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm even far. Okay,
Yeah, still wako
I'm far.
2018. Okay.
So you see,
I don't understand their calendar. But
yeah, they didn't take
ukitaka
The
unapewa.
Gregorian. They didn't take our Gregorian calendar. They took the walichukua yenye it was before the Gregorian calendar.
So they're still using like the Roman one.
It was the Roman.
Because
No, there was
the Roman calendar ilikuwanga like the global calendar. Yeah, because I think Rome ilikuwa the biggest empire hizo days.
Because you know, Haile Selassie by then he said there is nothing you can never bring to us. They used the older one. No, I was saying like the people themselves defines what they will be, you know. Hadi venye tumesema tu hapa like before you get rich in real sounds, you must be rich in mindset.
Yeah.
Now there, I guess I wonder how their mindset works because hata ukiingia tu hivyo you see like they are all dirty. Like we just feel like we have entered another country because even the roads are dusty like everywhere. Even tulikuwa hapo Toronto where they make no Tororo cement. Yes,
Toronto.
like it's Toronto is in Canada.
Yeah.
You are in Tororo cement, and then like the cement itself, the municipality of the cement, hapo tu ndo wamedevelop because they're using their own resources. But then huku kwingine like where the government like ndio inatumika like you see, ni kulima tu wamelima at the middle of the town, ni kulima tu wamelima, and you wonder like how do even people live here? And now like they are in the ancient times because do you remember even the wale wazee walikuwa wanaekanga busaa, is it busaa or moratina, and then wanaeka the pipes, then they get around
they do this mrija.
Exactly that one. Like imagine like they're still there. Na hapo ni kwa town, you see. Now that they are brewery. Okay. Like they just see like they're just as ancient. Like walikataa tu to progress. So I don't judge them. I don't judge the president, that's one. And then the leaders there, I don't judge them because hata siwezi nikasema like ilikuwa imeibiwa. Yeah, na ikuibiwa. The people themselves stole from themselves because wanapenda Museveni honestly.
Okay.
Like I guess they don't like the psych up. Because honestly, ni kama wapendi the psych up, they just want to be like sleepy.
But it's because they've never tested someone else, another president. And we give them that because familiarization sometimes gives you comfort. Rather than unajua ni ngumu uende fight for whatever you never tested.
Exactly.
Sindio?
Better the devil you know than the angel you don't know.
It's fine if that's what they want.
But for the president, I think they had accepted Bobi Wine. Okay, I don't know how it went.
I feel like Bobi Wine was elected, and I feel like the election was rigged. Like, how comes the whole country wanapigia kura ndani ya besi ama ndani ya besheni?
And then they are abducting even Bobi Wine himself. But I'm seeing
like Africa has a lot of growing to do. Like according to me, if I were asked,
a certain pool is trending, and like the officials of the electoral they released, I don't know. They are saying like it was the other way around. What was announced for Museveni was the one for
Bobi Wine.
Yeah, for Bobi Wine.
How?
You see?
Plus nilikuwa na
this one.
Hebu acha ni compare na nilikuwa na
you know like it was the other way round.
So Bobi Wine was the one supposed to get 71%.
Exactly, that's what I'm
kwa sababu na nini niko nayo hapa hivi like inasema Museveni alikuwa na kura 6 million. 6.8 million which amounts to 73%. Senye Bobi Wine alikuwa na 2 million which amounts to 22%.
But they announced he had 1 million.
Hizi hesabu zao.
Okay, I just don't know. It might be not.
But it's evident. It's very evident that things are not right. In the early 90s, hiyo ndio time democracy was being shoved down the Africa's throat. African countries wengi walikuwa wanaambiwa wakwe democratic, to embrace multipartyism and stuff like that. And right now, like, we are supposed to be moving forward, not moving backwards. But time yenye it's democracy, but the will of the people is being overturned and overruled just to satisfy a few people who want to remain in power, to continue getting the same tenders they are getting, to continue getting the privileges they are getting from the state. Like, it affects the whole state. It affects the whole nation. Kwa sababu saizi, okay, I don't want to turn this podcast to be political, more political, but do you feel like the Singapore dream? Do you have grace in it?
Oh, me, I guess the Singapore dream is part of his campaign, honestly. Because and then it's funny how it's driving a lot of. By the way, do you know, like, this time I've seen the most trending theme right now is the DCP exodus.
Like,
people are moving out.
But if you have money,
I'm wondering about that because again, Gachagua, I've seen that, and then he's planning a rally to Mombasa. They plan about the election. But then, honestly, one thing I'll say is if the Gen Zs or else the youths, we decide nothing can't happen. That's one. Secondly, the good thing with William Ruto, okay, I'm a one term, of course, or always. But then the good thing with William Ruto, he's not campaigning with words. He's campaigning with actions, you see.
and I agree with that. Cut you short, Panza. I agree with that. Is an campaign now, like a track record, whatever he calls it. But it's the work that people mandated him to do. It's not like a favor.
Exactly.
It's like today we give you a job. Tukwambie unda viti and then ukiunda viti next time ukikuja kuomba kazi unakuja ukiomba, si unajua niliwaundia zile viti zingine, sijui nilifanya. You see, it's okay you did, but you were paid for that reason, for that work. I believe ako kwa salary, si ndio?
Exactly.
He's being paid every month. So the work he does should yani kazi anafanya is well compensated for the work he does.
And why don't you want him again?
We do not want him because you see, looking at from the employers, from the employed people point of view, NSSF money, like currently, people who've been saving for NSSF money, like a certain percentage of the money, like 2%, I think, they can't access their money. You can't access your money. The money you've been saving from the day ulianza kufanya kazi, you can't access it. Why? Because the money has been withdrawn. And the Auditor General alisema juzi, no one knows where the money went. Because NSSF ishapotea tu hivi. You're working every month, man. Unakatwa hiyo do hata kama ni so 7 so 8 every month.
Exactly.
Not you alone. The whole populace, the general populace of the working people.
Okay.
So the guy is milking the salary of the people and milk the pay slip.
Let's bring to the point that William Ruto is growing the economy for the nation, but then at the same time anakanyagililia the people of the nation. Yeah, because honestly, if you listen to other parts of the world, they say like Kenya, we are the best place ever. But why? Because the image is being painted, you see. But then the people themselves, we are down into ashes.
And there's a difference. There's a difference between being top there and the people being on top. Bro, education was free. Free primary education. It was there. Now it's not there. Why? This guy alikuwa anasema he'll roll, but he'll not engage in taking debts, public debts. But it doesn't matter if you're taking public debts. It doesn't matter.
They do.
Take the debts, but let them amount to something. Let's see the translation of the debt. Let it translate to roads. Let it translate to infrastructure.
Exactly.
Do not say I'm going to take a loan, and then the loan is the Kenyans who will pay.
Correct.
and then you want to build a road again and toll us on the road, and then add additional taxes on the payslip of the Kenyans, and then say that you're growing the economy.
Exactly.
You can't toll, bro, Maurironi Highway from Nakuru, so from tuseme hapa Rironi, hapa Limuru, kwenda hadi Molo. How many kilometers? Inaweza kuwa how many kilometers? Many, above 600. Si ndio? But how many vehicles uko sure zinaweza kuwa zinapita hapo within a minute? In just a minute. Hapo Limuru, ukisimama hapo ni magari ngapi zinaweza kupita hapo?
A lot.
Not less than 50.
Not even 50.
Not less than more.
Yeah.
If you toll
hundreds.
all those vehicles, bro, how much money are you going to make?
A lot.
So, mbona usiseme we are using our money and then we refund the money by tolling it?
Yeah.
Or
for example, the affordable housing.
Yeah.
No, how are they affordable? Because like we have paid it twice.
Sindio?
Because in your salary, you are being cut the money for housing levy. Like you're paying already. Then afterwards, unalipia kuiba. You know, like I'm just wondering anyway. And then they call it affordable. It's already mine. Like, I don't know. But then, let's just say it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But then, who do you think can be his replacement?
Nah, okay. You see, I can't get into that, like mentioning names. But according to me, inakwanga ile inataka ile method ya drop one. So for me, kuna wase wengi nimeona pia ile wale wamesema ana run, but that's a distraction. That's a project. But to me, think like between Kalonzo and Matiang'i,
okay,
one of them might. Nimeona Ninyoro and Babu, but those guys are not running for presidency. But they will be a perfect match for that guy.
No.
Because Ninyoro has a perfect track record. Babu also has a perfect track record.
Yeah, good one.
Maybe a lot of awards. The best member of parliament, the most working member of
and
parliament.
Even the performance of dictates,
Plus the popularity is well known. The same way this guy, Ninyoro, is an economist, is well learned. Si mwizi wa mali ya umma, like other people we know who are in power. So,
and then if I may ask, like the other people, the other MPs gets lesser money than Didi because
see, Nini is an
Kiharu is too much far.
Nini is an economist. Okay, I wouldn't get into that much, but najua he's an economist, and what I know is that the guy is not greedy. Kupata hizo do. You see, that MPs is not that they don't get the money. It's where the money goes. Ndio inakuwa swali. Ukipata hiyo do the CDF, wengine wakipata they decide, unajua if ukienda upewa say bursary, when we audit, we can't audit the total number of bursaries you give because some people they are ghost students, the money paid to ghost schools.
Exactly.
Sindio? So we won't know. But Ninyoro yake ina translate to something. Even if that guy leo aseme nataka kukopa pesa, I'm going to build schools. You guys will give the guy the amount he wants in confidence.
Correct.
But people are not want the leadership, but when they're giving now what people are now the opportunity to lead, you find that they do not have the capacity to lead.
No, again, let's start on the same. You know, we as the youths, tulikuwa rallied by the activists. And you see these activists, like, they are not genuine. That's the funniest thing of all. Like, activists, just like where...
1 hour. Sawa. Let's wind up.
All right. For example, the activists, our activists, they just want like problems because where there is problem is where they get the opportunity. You see, and then they brought this stuff about the youths are Gen Zs, leaderless, fearless, and tribeless.
And it's a good thing.
These two things they are okay, but then here when you come to leaderless, you know, I just wonder. Okay, we might tell them to go. These leaders, we might tell them to go. Then what next? And then the same activists who are telling us that we should be leaderless, they're the one getting gigs to campaign for the likes of Matiang'i, the likes of Kalonzo,
to mobilize people.
Exactly, and they wonder like why. So like for me, I would say it's okay, we have rejected these leaders, but then what next? Who do we want? Because again, when we reject Ruto, we have Kalonzo and Matiang'i, and then we have the Maraga. I don't know that much about him. But then
aside.
when you get like we have got like away from Ruto, then you have got these three. Now these three, they are now bringing division inside the Gen Zs. Now I'm wondering, like, let's just talk like
We just
we
need
just
one
be
person.
exactly
We just need one
we
person.
be straightforward.
Wasimamishe tu mse
Eh,
mmoja.
we just remove
The rest.
the rest, and then the story to do with the leaderless, we just get away with it. Let's be strategic, because without strategy, we'll be beaten.
You see, the leadership, the leaderless stuff came in the aspect of in that time kulikuwa na abductions. So there's no one mwenye angekama out aseme I'm the leader, because you people are ilikuwa ni kama you endangering yourself.
Exactly.
Kwa sababu ukisema wewe ni leader, you see people are being shot, people are being abducted, the likes of kina Billy Mwangi. But walikuwa wanaenda. So at that time they wali inflict fear, and then they ripped off the benefits of. Now it's like mini kushtue, like the same way unaweza kuja hapo useme kila mtu akae chini and you have a gun, everyone should sit down, and then you say mwenye mwanamume aamke, and then when wakikosa anyone akikosa kuamka because you have a gun, now you start saying sumona hapa hakuna mwanaume. Like they did the replica of that.
Exactly.
Now they say these are criminals. Hata alikuwa ameanza kusema vitu sijui anarchy and whatever. So if you come out and say I am the leader, you will get targeted. Over 50 people walikuwa charged na terrorism act. Ukweli ama uongo?
Ukweli.
Even Babu Wino alikuwa anaisema juzi akiwa JKL. Like wali push fear into the people, and then in that fear you are in fear, and then they ask who is the leader. No one angekama aseme I'm the leader, because ni wewe ungekari hiyo msalaba yote.
Exactly.
Plus they were using goons to kuingia kwa hizo maandamano and to cause damage. So there's no one mwenye angetaka, because the goons walikuwa wanaingia ndani ya maandamano. So maandamano falls as they are the people who wanaenda kuharibu peace, wase, the people causing havoc, the people burning vehicles. So no one angeenda kusema. But right now it's a time for youth to come together and to mobilize themselves or decide which vehicle they are going to use in the coming years.
Exactly.
And that's what me now it has happened. So any parting shot from you, where people might get you?
So me, I'm on X. You can find me on X. We'll just have a link just down there. Or else unaweza andika tu Wonder Kid.
Wonder Kid.
Yeah. Yeah. Then on Facebook you can find me Patrick Njoroge. On Instagram still Wonder Kid. On TikTok Wonder Kid _DLX. Yeah, even on Instagram it's Wonder Kid _DLX.
Wonder Kid. So hizo wonders tutakuja what did they mean in the next episode. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's meet next time, same place, same time, and with a different guest. Thanks.
Adios.